On June the 2nd, Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk announced that he would call for a parliamentary vote of confidence in his coalition government.
Ten plan
This plan will require unity and courage from the entire October 15th coalition. The first test will be a vote of confidence, which I will ask Parliament soon. I want everyone to see, including our opponents at home and abroad, that we are ready for this situation. This announcement comes after the presidential election on Sunday, which saw Tusk's candidate, Rafał Trzaskowski, defeated by Karol Nawrocki, an independent candidate who received the full endorsement of the Law and Justice, the main opposition party. The presidential election was widely seen as a referendum on Donald Tusk's coalition government, which has grown increasingly unpopular since it came to power in December 2023. Tusk promised many reforms during the 2023 election campaign. Since being elected, however, the government has been notoriously lazy, barely implementing any of the oft-quoted 100 reforms which they promised for the first 100 days of government. The presidency, which in Poland holds veto power, was still held by Law and Justice ally Andrzej Duda, and a common line cited by the coalition is that they could not pass their reforms because they were all being vetoed by the president. However, over the course of the 1.5 years of Tusk's coalition being in power, Duda has vetoed a total of 5 bills. Indeed, the laziness of Tusk's government is a well-known factor, not just among right-wing parties. So instead of getting down to work, Prime Minister Tusk will now be bringing his sidekicks into line. And I have just one question. Have you really learnt nothing? On June the 1st, the curtain came crashing down. Trzaskowski's defeat was not an accident, but a result. This is what happens when you fail to keep promises made to millions of people. Why are you doing nothing about the growing hole in the healthcare funding? We could have voted on it a week and a half ago, but your MPs didn't even bother coming to work. Calling for a vote of confidence right after Sunday's bitter defeat is most likely a move by Tusk to salvage his government's image, which is currently in freefall. It will be a sort of consolidation of his coalition, a signal that despite having lost the bid for the presidency, his government is still standing proud and united. Perhaps this is being done in anticipation of the new president making some kind of move towards calling for an early parliamentary election.
Mamy większość?
We have a majority, but we also have ideas, we have a vision, we have reached some conclusions. In my opinion, these two things should go hand in hand. The vote of confidence will be held on June the 11th. If all goes according to plan, Tusk should win the vote. However, things may not necessarily go according to plan. There are already voices within the coalition who are considering sinking the government. Today, after announcing that his government would get to work, Tusk himself failed to show up Tuesday's parliamentary sitting, adding to his government's image as a bunch of do-nothings. Much can happen in a week.